Welcome to another episode of the PigSkin podcast. This is actually the first one that we've done without football because football's finally over with. I think we're on episode 36 now. Listen, we got draft stuff coming up. I hold the keys to the Ferrari right now. I got the number one pick. So we'll talk about people that are kind of moving up our big boards in the draft because we are draft junkies. We're sickos. We also had All-Star Weekend. We had the game we had the NBA All-Star game, and then we also had the three-point contest, the dunk contest. We'll kind of get into that as well. And then we also got Hot Spot and Dead Zone. And then we'll talk a little bit of OU men's baseball too, since boys are looking good.
Boys are looking good. Softball girls have won 62 straight.
Yeah, so the softball's a dynasty. I mean, they're the greatest dynasty in all of sports right now. Which, if you look at they three-peated, they haven't lost.
Actually, last time they lost was
Baylor.
Today, last year against Baylor.
Yeah, they're a dynasty. They're really fucking good. Patty, she's feeding those girls something. Yeah, and she's a really good recruiter, and they still just look really fucking good.
What do you think she's feeding them? Balls? Like they just got balls now out there?
No, I just think that she's a really good coach. I mean, she just knows how to coach up her players. Okay, it's not steroids. But NBA All-Star Weekend, we'll start with the dunk contest. So you had some things to say about the dunk contest. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the Aaron Gordon Zach LaVine dunk contest from 2016?
Yes. And
best dunk contest I think we've ever had.
Everyone was really pissed off because they thought Aaron Gordon should have won.
Aaron Gordon should have won. Well, Zach LaVine's really good too. I had a thing. I love my heart with Zach LaVine. Anyways, it hadn't been good since then. I am under the thought of fuck the NBA guys. We need just professional dunkers, guys that do that for social media and that stuff. Street ballers that dunk. We need them to do the dunk contest because at this point, they're the only people that are doing cool shit.
I've seen a bunch of people complain about the dunk contest, and I'm kind of just at the point now where I think that no matter how they try to innovate the dunk contest to make it better, people are going to find ways to complain about it. People are always going to complain about the dunk contest no matter what they do.
People are always
they lit up the floorboard. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the LED floor was pretty sick.
Yeah.
What
do you think
it's gotten basic though.
What do you think of the winner though?
Who was the winner? Jaylen Brown?
No.
I didn't know who won. I didn't watch.
It was Mac McClung.
Oh, it was Mac McClung?
Yeah.
They just pull him out to just for it's like the opposite of diversity and inclusion. They just pull him out every All-Star weekend to go dunk for a few days, and then the Sixers send him back on a 10-day contract and forget he exists.
I think he won. I'm pretty sure he won. I swear he won.
I haven't paid attention since Hamidou Diallo.
Yeah, he did win
2020 or whatever.
Well, so they pulled him out of the G League to be a part of the dunk contest, and he won the dunk contest. He's not an NBA player, so I think if you win the dunk contest as a non-NBA player, you should get at least a week contract.
Yeah,
you should at least get to play a little bit. He's been trying.
Well, that's what happened last year. Last year
he was in the NBA, and then he got demoted.
Well, yeah, he's on a two-way. He's on a two-way contract playing for the G League affiliate and for the Sixers. But I don't know. It doesn't seem fun anymore. That's the biggest thing.
There's only so many ways that you can dunk over a tall person. They tried to do the where somebody's on your shoulders and then you do the dunk that way, the 2-person dunk. They need to just invent a new type of dunk.
Well, I mean, think back to so before we had Dwight Howard's Superman cape dunking 2 basketballs, we had some dude blow a cupcake blow out a candle, dunking on the back of the rim. Blake Griffin jumped over the hood of a fucking Kia Sorrento. That was sick. Or was it a Kia Optima? Doesn't matter. Serge Ibaka was dunking from the free throw line. It just feels like it's lost its steam. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, guys just don't have the same athleticism, I guess.
I don't know. You think it'd be going the other way.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it feels like the younger the player, these younger players are crazy athletic, like John Morant, Jalen Williams.
John Morant, he could be dunking with an AR-15 on his back, or
Yeah, exactly.
give him like a Mac just like fall out his shorts while he's going up to dunk and it shoots somebody or something. That'd be pretty lively. Well, unlively, but I mean, pretty interesting. So,
But I do agree with you that like the NBA, like the All-Star weekend has kind of lost its touch a little bit. It's kind of like NFL with like Pro Bowl. Like the
and the
Pro Bowl
NFL Pro Bowl
game,
sucks balls.
yeah, like they tried, but they just either get rid of it or just put it back to like what it used to be, just like
I
full
almost,
pads hitting each other.
I almost feel like compared to what it is now, it was better in 2020 when they had the Pro Bowl, like via Madden. Like that
Yeah,
was, even though Madden blows, that was much better than whatever bullshit we have now.
yeah.
Outside of when Baker wins MVP, then it's the most amazing thing that's ever happened.
But even then, like it's still like I agree with you. It's
It's watered
trash.
down.
Yeah, it is very watered down. That's how it feels with like the NBA. But like, there's nothing they can do. Like,
Yeah.
people are gonna find ways to complain about it no matter what.
Yeah,
Which
of
I think
course.
it's funny. It's just like so the 3-point contest. People were complaining about. So like Steph won. I think he won by 9 points. He had 29, and Sabrina had 26. I think it was Kenny Smith. I'm pretty sure it was Kenny Smith who was complaining about it. He said that she should have been shooting from the WNBA line. He was defending Sabrina, basically saying like she should have won that contest.
Mhm.
And he was saying that she should have shot from the WNBA 3-point line. She had 26 points from
Yeah.
the regular line. That like she would have like that was what Dame got. Like
Yeah.
it. And it's funny because like whenever when he started bitching and complaining, of course, all of Twitter and social media, like they found a way to find his comment very misogynistic and just
Of course they do.
absolutely outrageous, which is great for us because like I think the internet needs to be just a little bit more toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet needs to because the internet's kind of calmed down a little bit since
Yeah,
2021.
the internet's at its best when it's toxic. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in the part of Instagram where it's just death videos all day long, which is
Yeah.
horrendous. But you know, my favorites though, I will say, are like when they pause the video and it restarts right before something falls on someone or they get hit by a car, and the
Yeah.
first comment that pops up is like, "Wow, I'm glad the video cut off, or you would have been dead."
That's funny.
But no, I think it's crazy in a world where everyone thinks baseball and stuff like that's boring. That the MLB has the best All Star weekend.
Dude, home run derbies.
The
So
home run
nice. I wish they'd bring
derby's
back steroids.
amazing. Yeah,
Like
just
what?
even just for home run derby weekend, like that's fine.
Well, I mean, you got to juice up like for like a few weeks to get ready for it to like let the steroids, kick
Yeah.
in. But like let them juice up, let them just go, McGuire and Hamilton
Yeah,
like on the home run derby. Dude,
yeah.
that Josh Hamilton home run derby was
Give him
was
a little
excellent.
cocaine too. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
every stitch on the ball coming.
yeah. But that's what like I agree with you. Like MLB All Star Weekend is just so much more fun.
Mhm.
Like it's a lot more. It's worth watching. I would take MLB All Star Weekend over NBA and NFL Pro Bowl
Yeah.
all day.
At this point, I'd also take hockey's All Star weekend. I've heard the
Yeah,
NHL All Star weekend's been pretty sick, so
yeah.
I haven't watched a whole lot of it. I need to get into hockey. I really do. But
I'm finding my love for hockey again because Connor Bedard is the real fucking deal.
is he
Blackhawks fan. Yeah, I'm kind of a puck boy. So
nice?
yeah, he's good, and he's a lot of fun to watch, and he's made me fall in love with the sport again.
Yeah. Hey, well, dribbling back to the baseball thing, or falling back to the baseball thing, however you want to say it. Pitchers and catchers reported for uh, spring practice, spring training. So baseball is right around the corner, dude.
Any word on Cade Horton?
Heard he's still just throwing 188 mile an hour sliders at people. So
Nice, nice.
just
So
ripping them, man.
is he going to move up? Because I thought I saw like his projected to like enter the majors was like 2025.
I would.
For those of
Very
you who
tired.
don't know who Cade Horton is, he didn't really play a whole lot in college, but
Tommy John, man.
yeah, he had Tommy John surgery. He would have been like a true freshman had he played.
Mhm.
And then like the time he did get to play was during like the Big 12 tournament. He didn't play too great, but then in the playoffs, or the
College
College
World
World
Series.
Series, he was the best player on the field anytime he was on. He
Trevin
played at
Michael
Oklahoma.
and Cade Horton combined, like coming out of the bullpen together, insane.
Yeah, dude, Trevor Michael. Yeah, we don't remember. He had good games, but that final game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it
That
is.
was tough.
But yeah, Cade Horton, he's gonna be in the majors with the Cubs. Big Cubs fan, so we're very excited to see him.
Oh yeah.
Ready for the Cubs to not be dysfunctional.
Well, they're still having issues with Cody Bellinger.
Yeah,
They
of course
still
they
haven't
are.
reached a deal with Cody. So that's lovely. But yeah, Cade, I believe on track for 2025 at least to get into like maybe September call-ups or spring training or something like that. But he'll probably still start out at AA ball.
I think he
And
just needs to
then
come up. Like they just need to
run
call him up
through.
now and just let him relief pitch for now.
Fair enough. But
Let him relief pitch. He can show what he has, and then he could be our ace later.
oh, this is terrible to me as a Cubs fan, but I forget his name. That guy we signed out of Japan, that
Yeah.
pitcher, it's nasty, bro.
Yeah, he is very nasty.
I need to remember his name because it's disrespectful to me not to know it. But he was very good.
Did we get rid of Suzuki?
No, we still have Seiya Suzuki. I mean, I like Seiya. Stroman's a Yankee now, which blows.
You just can't he's not gonna ever have a good reputation after that missed fly ball. That kept us out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
His reputation's already ruined. I don't think there's anything he could do unless he just has like an incredible year. But it's hard to consistently the one thing that was good about the Cubs is that they kind of came on late. Like the team gelled and they played well. Ian Happ, he was hot. Cody Bellinger, I mean, he wasn't missing anything. So
yeah.
But
Man, I do, and this is just I do miss the Bryant, Rizzo, Javi Baez, Addison Russell, David Ross.
Well, yeah, we won the World Series with that.
Yeah, I know.
Squad.
That's my soul.
But we'll get there again.
We will.
Unless the Dodgers
takes another 108 years. They're about to. Shohei's making $9 billion a year. So
that's crazy. Did you see his scar from the surgery?
Yeah, it's wicked.
Serious?
Yeah. It's nasty. But he's still going to be out there throwing fucking gas and hitting bombs. So not like it really matters.
Hiroshima.
Oppenheimer is on Peacock now. That's what I take from that. But anyways, do you have anything else about All-Star Weekends in general? Or all I know, Shea looked great. I think Shea had 30-something points.
Yeah, the All-Star game itself kind of stunk, but I was happy to see Shea out there. I saw some clips the Thunder posted. How do we feel about the Thunder going into the postseason? Because they're still kind of a young team. Are we thinking deep run? Are we thinking maybe
so
one and done?
The guys I used to work with at my old job, all huge Thunder fans, much more into basketball than I am. My buddy Gannon is actually, follow him on Twitter, OKC Hotspot. It's amazing. Follow on Twitter. He's covers all kinds of Thunder stuff, but he is his thought process is middle to late run in the playoffs, possibly a conference championship series, Western Conference Finals. Semis or finals is kind of what he's thinking. And that was kind of my thought process is this is a season for them to get into the playoffs, actually into the playoffs, win a best of 7 series, maybe win another one and get to the conference finals. But this sets them up for next season where all the young guys, Chet, J-Dub has another season in the NBA. Chet's going into his second year. Casey Wallace is playing well, and he'll be going into his second year. Shea now has that pedigree of leading his team through the playoffs and getting that far. I still think the Thunder are a thick big man away from being able to make a deep run.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chet, he's good, but they're definitely a Steven Adams away from really being able to compete. A big dude that, I mean, he could just body people at the rim.
Exactly.
He could box people out. You need that, especially in the NBA. And you got to do all the little things right too. That's just how it is. Basketball. You can have your stud. I mean, look at the Lakers right now. Like LeBron, he's playing more than he did last year. Anthony Davis is having, I mean, he's having a completely healthy season. He hasn't been hurt once.
Yeah.
And D'Angelo Russell's been awesome, like this latter half of the season, but they stink because they can't do the little things right. But that's one thing that OKC does, and if they can just like, I don't see them in the finals this year, but it definitely sets them up for success. Like once the team has gotten a little bit more experience. Jalen Williams is playing fucking awesome. Like he's awesome to watch. Shea's good. Chet's
Jalen
good.
Williams was snubbed from the All-Star team. That dude is a monster. Should have at least came off the bench.
What's his ceiling?
Oh, all NBA, perennial All NBA guy. The way he's playing right now, he could be a perennial All NBA. I don't know that he ever gets to MVP level. I don't know that he produces high enough. He might later on in his career, but he has the potential of being an All NBA front court guy or back court.
I kind of agree with you, but it's going to take more than just like, obviously the team as a whole is going to have to just like Dort's going to have to come back on like he did last season.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dort just started making his threes.
Mm-hmm.
Chet's going to have to be clutch. Like he was the number 2 pick. He's hitting
that rookie wall.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have to come up and be more clutch. Shea has shown like times where the team needs him and he can produce.
Like
he's
he did top against 5. Magic. Yeah, exactly. He's top 5 in paint scoring in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. You can argue all day who's better between him and Luka, like with the Dallas fan, and Dallas will suck Luka's dick. It's kind of like us with Durant when we had Durant, or like Westbrook. But I don't know. I think I'd take Shea because I'm biased.
I mean, recency bias is a motherfucker, but like Shea,
I'm biased. That's completely it. Like, there's nothing that can tell me that like I should take Shea over Luka, but it's literally just my OKC bias.
Yeah, Shea, he's so good, man. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Like his career's setting up for him to be a Hall of Famer. It's gonna happen. Dude. He's so good.
And that's what like OKC does. Like OKC, they just develop guys. Like it doesn't matter who the coach is. When we had Billy Donovan, like we were developing guys. Like it's OKC's one of those towns where like sports means everything because there's really not much else. Yeah. So
I just hope they don't turn into one of those organizations that develops all this talent and can't hold on to it. Yeah. Yeah, like the Packers.
Well, 49ers. Yeah. Like and at least as of recent.
Yeah, that's fair.
3 Super Bowl losses.
Crazy to think about the 49ers the Dallas Cowboys have a more recent Super Bowl title than the 49ers do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. It's funny. Packers got one more.
Well, on Thursday they play the Clippers. The Clippers
I will be there.
The Clippers have been playing better. Like they're getting healthy, which is kind of scary. Like I don't know if you saw them against
Bless you.
Oh God, where'd that come from?
Your nose?
No, that fucking hurt. Hold on. Whew. I don't know if you saw them against the Celtics. God, it was like a couple of weeks ago. They beat the dog shit out of the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
And they've just been very good since.
Yeah. They are.
And the Celtics are one of those teams too that like they could win it all with like the experience and talent that they have, but then they go and they just get shit faced by a team that they shouldn't. Like earlier in the season against OKC when we beat the dog shit out of them. Like that, those are games like you see in the regular season that could transpire in the playoffs, and it could very well turn around. It could be like they could have the Kansas City Chiefs like playoff series, but.
But I mean, hey, the Celtics are still the number 1 team in basketball right now, record-wise. And the only team that has 40 wins. They're 6 games ahead in the East, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But yeah, no, the Thunder are on this tear right now, and so are the Clippers, so are the Timberwolves, and there's not a whole lot of separations. The top 6 teams
Timberwolves
in
are
the
one of those
West,
teams you can kind of write off, right? Like when they get to the playoffs, like they're not making the finals, not yet.
I would think so. I think they're much like the Thunder in the fact that they need a little bit more help on a couple spots, and they
Yeah,
just need to almost get there a couple times.
yeah.
And plus, Cat falls off in the playoffs every year, so he falls apart every single season in the playoffs.
I think I could write the Timberwolves off. At
I
this
think the
point,
Nuggets are probably going to make it. The Nuggets, the Clippers, or the Suns.
I'm ready to write off the Suns though. I mean they could make, like, I think they could. You can trust Durant and you can trust Devin Booker, but at this point, like, okay, I guess they're 11-5 now that they're all three healthy. Like the big three's
Yeah.
finally healthy and they're all playing, but like I don't know. I guess recency bias would tell me that they're not gonna make it. But they have like the talent to do it. Like Booker
Yeah.
is gonna show up. And Durant, like how do you game plan against Durant where it's like clock shot, like game winning shot. You put the ball in his hands, like you can trust Durant. Can
Well,
we
he's
trust
the
anybody on the
most
Thunder?
phys. I
We
think we
can,
can.
I guess. Like
I
they've
think we
shown
can
it, like
trust
Chet.
Shea,
Yeah,
and Chet does come up in big moments.
yeah,
He shoots the ball well when it matters.
yeah. So like but like who do you trust them more than like some of the all stars right now?
I mean, no, just because history would tell you otherwise,
Yeah.
right? But now here's the one thing: when it comes to the Thunder, the big and back when they had Russ,
Now, if it happens, am I going to be talking shit on Twitter? Hell yeah.
yes, of course, of course. But so
My
here's
buddy
been
Bob
my
is a big
biggest
Suns
thing for
fan,
the
so I
Thunder.
can't wait for that to, of course, like transpire.
My biggest thing on the Thunder has been, and this has been since Russ was there, is the fact that they never had because Russ, when it was his, 188 straight triple doubles, whatever the hell he was doing, it was literally him driving to the basket and either putting a tough shot up, handing the ball off to Steven Adams, or dishing out to the 3-point line, and they'd miss off the three. Right.
Yeah.
The biggest thing the Thunder have never had has been consistent 3-point shooting, and now they do, bro. Like they have
Dort's going to come on later on in the year.
Aaron Wiggins, Dort is
Yeah.
going to come on later in the year. They got rid of Trey Man, which sucks. But Gordon Hayward, I think he's a good acquisition. I think he's good for
That was
veteran
an
leadership.
amazing acquisition. Like with
Yeah.
what they gave up to get him, I mean, it was like a bag of chips.
Sam Presti, I mean, might as well. I'm gonna have him start negotiating like car sales. Like if I go buy a car, like I'm just bringing Sam Presti. Like at this point,
He's just really smart. He's a great GM, man.
he is so good.
He's a fantastic GM.
Did you see Melo talking about him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with everything he says.
Yeah, exactly. But the Thunder now have consistent shot makers, which has been the biggest thing that's always plagued them. And they have it 1 through 5. Like Shea can do it, but Chet can step outside and do it. So you get the pick and pop. Used to be it was the pick and pop to Surge on the corner, not the corner, but like the corner of the paint.
I know what you mean.
But now it's Chet from anywhere on the floor. You got Aaron Wiggins. You have all these shooters that are just lights out. And it spaces the floor, it spreads the floor so much better. It's what have made the Thunder so much better. But yeah, right now the guy I trust the most is obviously Shea. SGA I trust more than anybody else on the Thunder right now for obvious reasons. But you are right. I mean, when you look at KD is the most perfectly put together specimen for basketball. Yeah. He's 7 foot. He's got the most perfect jump shot. He can shoot over anybody. And he laces it every time.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like that's when it comes down to like clutch big moments, that's what I'm afraid of, like when the Thunder get to the playoffs. Like they'll get to a point where you can rely on them to make a clutch shot, like a Kawhi Leonard type shot, like with 0 seconds left on the clock.
Dame against the Rockets in Game 6, like
or Derrick Rose in the playoffs. Well, I mean they lost that series, but that was a sick.
That was a sick shot.
Yeah, but they will get to that point. They're young right now. It's more of like you're looking at the future of the team. And
it's exactly what it was with the Packers all season, right? That's what I kept saying all season. And sorry to bring the Packers back into this, but when there's such a young team, the fall off is inevitable in the biggest moment because the more veteran teams that have been there and done it before are going to weed out in the end. You know what I mean? And so you just know there's going to be that game where it's just not falling.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing about the Thunder. They've been able to win different ways lately, whether it's been more of a defensive slugfest in basketball terms, whether they've had to shoot it lights out, or whether they've had to just win at the stripe.
Yeah.
I mean, Shea is shooting what I think like 40-90, whatever it is, 40-90-30.
I think I feel more comfortable knowing that the Thunder can win in all sorts of ways. It's
Yeah.
like you said, like they've had to come up with a clutch shot to win the game. I was not happy a couple weeks ago when
Got their
Dallas
ass
dog
kicked.
Dallas dog walked us, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean there's 82 games in a season.
Yeah. It's just like trying to expect a baseball team to go perfect.
Yeah.
But if the
exactly.
Cubs win, I'm cutting fucking toes off for every loss. So
Yeah.
they got 10 losses and I'm fucked, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Watch them start 0-10.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I think I would rather than it's like a Bears thing where like they start very, very slow and then they just pick up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want the fall off to happen at the end of the season.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which it kind of did.
Yeah.
It was like midway, like you just saw the Cubs, like you saw the future of the team, and you're like, yes, this is what I want. That's why I'm like very excited about the Cubs this season because you kind of saw glimpses of based on what we saw last season.
Yeah.
But I think that's enough NBA talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
baseball talk.
You want to lead us into your NFL talk?
Who's moving up like your big board right now?
I
Is there
haven't
anybody like in
spent-
general, like quarterback, receiver?
I haven't spent a ton of time. Now, in general, I think Jaden Daniels is, for me, he's quietly the third best quarterback in this class. And I could make a case for him being number 2. I've been on this train for a while. I think Caleb Williams is a little bit overhyped. And yes, I would be saying that if he was coming out of Oklahoma. No, I wouldn't. I'd be biased as fuck. And it's not that he's from USC. I see holes in his game that are going to need a lot of work to be filled in the NFL. And I feel like he's going to go somewhere like Chicago where he's not going to have time to work on it. You know what I mean?
You were scared that he's going to come to Chicago and then.
I'm also shitting bricks at the fact that he's going to go to Chicago and be a generational franchise Patrick Mahomes level quarterback. So there's a little bit of fear baked in there.
Breaking news. We got some breaking news.
Yeah, what's up?
Justin Fields has unfollowed the Bears on Instagram.
Has he really?
It looks like it's happening. That is kind of sad though, man. Shit.
It's always sad seeing one of your, I wouldn't say better, but more loved players kind of going. But I think Jaden Daniels, I think he has the potential to be the best quarterback out of this class, in my opinion. Him or Michael Penix. I think Michael Penix, if he lands in the right spot, is going to do disgusting work to people. And that might be Seattle. Seattle went and got Ryan Groves.
Yeah.
So another person I feel like is not getting enough love, and that's mainly just because I've been seeing shitty mock drafts all week and a little bit of bias. I think it's Tyler Guyton. People have been kind of sleeping on Tyler Guyton after the week he had at Senior Bowl, and he didn't play in the Senior Bowl game, but the game really didn't matter. Just up at the practices. So I think he's got the potential to go in there, be a franchise right tackle in the league. Drake Stoops did not get a combine invite, which I understand. Like the combine, they take the players.
They would have done him dirty if he had to stand next to 6'3" Roma Dunze.
Yeah, exactly. That's the entire point. Is he goes there and he looks awful, or he gets to dominate no pro day. You know what I mean?
I don't think he would have looked awful, but it just like scouts would have seen it would have been like, yeah, I want the 6'4" Mark Harrison or one of those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
But he'll be a good contributor.
He's gonna make a roster.
Yeah.
He works his ass off too damn hard, and he's too good to not make a roster. So
there's just like there are traits that he has. Maybe it's not like maybe it's not like his like physical traits, but like it's his IQ that's gonna get him on a roster.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I haven't gotten too much into the draft stuff. I've been waiting for the combine, which comes around next week. Combine's next week, so I wish I could take a week off of work and just watch the combine and be a nerd. I'll still watch it at work. That's fine. Future employer, current employer, don't see this, but it's fine. It's whatever. They won't. No one watches this. But anyways, so I'm kind of waiting for the combine to really start to dig into my draft stuff. So at this point, I've kind of solidified the Packers are either taking a safety or an offensive lineman in the first round. They're not re-signing, or they're not
Yeah, I saw
extending.
that.
I should say, not extending Darnell Savage, Keyshawn Nixon, or Josh Nijman. So I figured this draft would be heavy offensive line,
I thought you were
heavy
gonna say
defense
David.
draft for Green Bay. Well, David Bakhtiari is going to be gone too, but
Yeah,
that was a foregone conclusion.
yeah. That was kind of like a no-brainer. He's old, hurt.
Do love Bach though. I do love the draft, especially him flipping off that Bears fan. Makes me happy. But anyways, what about your draft stuff? What you got going on
I
compared
hate,
to that
I
Italian
hate,
Breakers?
I hate some of these like Twitter accounts because like they're the worst Twitter accounts ever. But like I can't help but like believe them because it's all like rumors about the Chicago Bears. But it's like breaking rumor: Bears plan to go public with their decision to move on from Justin Fields during the combine next week. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's kind of already happened with Justin Fields like unfollowing the Bears on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna go? I guess Steelers.
Steelers. I've seen some talk about Atlanta.
Yeah,
I think
Atlanta would be
Atlanta could
good.
make some sense. Where else? I think if Seattle doesn't like what they see in Roma Dunze, or not Roma Dunze, but Michael Penix, which I doubt because Ryan Grubbs is going to be there, or is in Seattle, I think they could potentially look, depending if the price is right. The Giants, it could even be a Giant.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd be that against that. Um, maybe Kansas City. You know, they don't really have that great of a quarterback, so they might be able to.
Yeah, yeah, no, Kansas City stinks.
Denver, but Denver might be looking towards like Kirk Cousins or something. So
Ooh, Denver and Kirk Cousins in Denver. I thought I saw something that said that who was it that really fucking likes Kirk Cousins? Oh, the 49ers.
yeah, 49ers as well.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan loves Kirk Cousins.
And speaking of 49ers and quarterbacks, did you hear that they let Jimmy G go?
Yep.
He also
The
has, no matter
violations.
where he goes, he has a 2-game suspension for performance enhancing drugs, which is hilarious to me.
PED.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what it stood for.
Yeah.
I thought it was penis enhancing drugs because he was in Vegas.
And he
So he's
did
having
what,
lots of
porn stars?
sex. Yeah.
Might be. For me, it's SPED though. It's just sped.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Hurts my soul. But anyways, um, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in the NFL. Like Josh Pate says, there is no off season. Whether it's college football, whether it's the NFL, it's a continuous thing. It's 365 days a year. It never stops.
Yeah.
Especially in college football with how shitty their calendar is. But that's I don't
Yeah.
know those decisions. So what about what's going on in your draft head though?
I
You
gotta
growing your
just
brain.
I gotta break some stuff down. People are talking about the like obviously Bears probably more than likely gonna take Caleb Williams with the number one overall pick. I don't hate it. I'm all about it. And unless we decide to trade the number one pick and he goes somewhere else, then he was overrated and overhyped. But for now, he's the best quarterback of all time since he's on his way to the Bears.
You know what I could feel like would make a lot of sense for Chicago if they could get the right price, kind of like the whole Carolina thing last year. Because I do agree, I think they go quarterback. If they trade the first pick and don't fall too far, but maybe like 4 or 5, and still get whether it's Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bone. Well, I don't think Bo goes that high, but Michael Penix. There's been a lot of smoke around JJ McCarthy, which I still don't get.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'd rather have Caleb Williams. So I've seen what he can do.
yeah,
He looks like
he's
he'd be
he's
just
a
a lot of fun.
true difference maker compared to all the other quarterbacks, which can make a difference. No, he is a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I've seen what I've seen from Caleb Williams. I think like it's him, Jaden Daniels, and Michael Penix are like the three. Michael Penix just because of his accuracy and like his touch passes, they're just beautiful. And he's played a lot of football, but he's got too many injuries. Too many
Yeah.
injuries for my
What about
my
Drake
liking.
May?
I haven't watched enough on him. Everybody says he's really good, and I'll take their word for it because I watched 2 of his games and he did not look good at all. So you can't take my word for it because I only watched 2 games.
That's
So
fair. That's
in
fair.
the 2 games that I've watched, he ain't it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then in the other games I didn't watch where he's probably really fucking good and looks like an NFL caliber QB, well, I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, I am really excited, and I know you're a DB guy, so kind of, and I'm DB, haha, funny. But anyways, um, once we kind of get through the combine and kind of sink our teeth into it as the draft prep really starts, I'm really excited to think what you see or what you think of, to hear what you think of the defensive backs, because that's probably going to be something the Packers look heavily into. And I know like Cam Kitchens is the top one coming out of Miami. There's Tyler Nubin, I think his name is, coming out of Minnesota, which is another top guy. Iowa has that he's not white, but he's light enough cornerback. I forget his name. Cooper DeJean, that's his name. Coming out. There's just going to be a bunch of talent. I think we have a really deep draft class. I think and the Packers have right now, I think 5 picks in the top 100, which is crazy. So there's going to be a lot of movement for the Packers early, whether it's trading, whether it's just drafting exactly where they're at, which I doubt. Gutekunst likes to move around a whole lot. But I think the Packers are going to focus heavily on defense and building the trenches, which is exactly what I want them to do. But I am, like I said, I'm stoked to see what you think about the defensive backfield in this draft class. So
yeah, I'm watching wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
So I'm about to have my list of like wide receivers that I really like, and I'm going to do the same thing with DBs.
Where do you go for that? Like, do you just look them up on YouTube or?
Yeah, I just watch their highlights. I don't have access to like all 22 or anything because I'm not rich. And plus, like, a lot of it's like a guessing game for me, to be honest. Yeah. I just happen to get it right because I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah, no. But you got any other thoughts though on the draft coming up?
I'm just excited for it.
Me too.
It gives me like a reason to be happy about Chicago football again until we ruin the next QB.
This time of year is always fun though because there's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of questions.
Well, this is the first time we've had back-to-back number 1 picks.
Yeah.
We had DJ Moore and like a bunch of picks out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Montez Sweat with that second. Now we're about to get Caleb Williams. We're gonna ruin his career, but I can still be happy for him for the draft.
Hey, who's that DB out of Chicago that y'all might be going into free agency? Jalen Johnson.
He's
not going to lose him?
No, he's not going anywhere.
Can you lose him, please?
No.
Try.
Yeah. Sorry. Wait, can you ask again?
Yeah. Hey, Jalen Johnson, can you get rid of him?
If you could give us Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, I would also like Rashawn Gary.
You can have.
Actually, no, I don't want Rashawn Gary. Give me Jair Alexander. I'll take him. And then I will take your general manager.
Okay. Well, here. So we'll take Jalen Johnson, but you can have Aaron Rodgers' dead cap hit, David Bakhtiari's old knee, and
yeah, that sounds great.
Brett Favre's welfare fraud scandal. You can have that. So.
And we'd probably take it too because we're stupid.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. But you'd find a way to flip it for Montez Sweat, so I guess that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Dude, that was such an awesome signing, man. He's so good.
He is so good. I've loved him ever since he was in college.
Yeah.
Like to the point it's love. Like, I'm gonna make.
Well, you can't fucking have him, bitch.
All right, dude, I get it.
It's you have Jordan Love. You'd be excited for another 10 years.
I'm very happy.
I am interested to see what's going to happen with Justin Fields, though. Like, I wonder where he's going to go.
New Orleans. What about New Orleans?
I don't know, man.
I feel like they drafted
because they still got Winston. He deserves a shot, right? He's fun to watch.
Yeah, sure.
He's fun to watch.
No, he is very fun to watch. I do love James Winston, but
there's a lot of news that's to come to. There's gonna be Mike Florio's probably already got his fucking stuff coming out talking about the NFL has an age discrimination because Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll still haven't had jobs yet. I'm sure Pete Briscoe is going to come out with his new Super Bowl favorite for next year, and he didn't get it totally wrong like he did this year with the Jags.
Yeah, he's like Desmond Howard. Remember when Desmond Howard had like Texas A&M, like Louisville, and like all those
Desmond Howard
shitty
was cooking.
teams. Yeah, he had
Desmond Howard was
Baylor, I
cooking.
think, in there, and then Baylor went like 4-8.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if he would have been right, like sometimes some of those are just like a guessing game where it's like, if I get this
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna be a fucking genius. If I get it wrong, well, I did it for TV ratings.
Yeah, exactly. You think Kenny Pickett's done?
I think Mitchell Trubisky's done.
Mitchell Trubisky's been done.
Yeah, that's sad. And now the Steelers are going to ruin another Bears quarterback.
Is that what's going to happen?
The Steelers always ruin Bears quarterbacks, man. Mitchell Trubisky, and now it's Justin Fields.
So they've done it once.
Well, now it's going to be Justin. It's going to be Justin.
Oh,
Fields.
okay.
They're going to ruin him too.
I guess
It's
I
not-
mean
the
going
Bears
one for
don't
one's
ruin.
pretty bad. So
The Bears don't ruin Bears quarterbacks. The Steelers do.
sure.
Fucking
You got any other thoughts on NFL stuff going on right now?
No, I don't. There's going to be some more stuff to come.
Oh yeah. There's going to be. It's right around the corner. Like I said, the combine is next week, so there's going to be a whole lot that comes out around that. What else would you like to get into? These are going to be more of us just kind of shooting the shit for a little while. So this is all they ever were, but
dude, OU men's baseball looks good.
they do look good.
They beat Tennessee.
They did, and Nebraska. They walked off against Nebraska. Jackson Willett's first career hit is the walk-off winner on a 6-3 comeback against Nebraska.
So who is like the stud? Because I want to say it's Kendall Pettis.
He's
I
just
say,
a defensive stud, like if we're truly being honest.
Yeah, but I mean, he can do things at bat too when you need him to. Like
he can.
Like obviously Spikerman's kind of like your big batter. Like he's the guy that you thought he was going to be like after his freshman year. And I think
still an absolute force in the field and running the bases too.
I think this baseball team has a chance to get to the finals.
Well, they have really deep pitching, which is the best part.
They do have deep pitching. They don't have Cade Horton, unfortunately.
They don't, but their pitching rotation is really good, which is the part
that Peyton Graham either, unfortunately.
Peyton Graham, he's a fucking tiger right now. Who else do they have on the roster though? Let's see. Bryce Madron has just been hitting bombs.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's going to be the thing, though. Is it's 100% going to be pitching that's going to get OU everywhere. And when you have a coach like Skip Johnson, that's what you're going to get anyways, because that's his thing is pitching, right?
Yeah.
That's his biggest thing is going to be pitching. But they have a solid team. They got some older guys on there. I mean, Michael Snyder's been playing really good in the infield. Kendall Pettis, obviously, is just an absolute menace in the outfield.
Yeah.
Also on Twitter too, did you see him getting into it with that dude? That was like, you would think he caught a game-winning catch in the World Series, and he's like, it's called passion, loser. It's like, yes. Sparkerman, like we were just talking about, is a beast. And then I mean, they just have a lot of just good pitchers. Jackson Nicholas, haven't really heard a whole lot from him yet, but he's
coming.
It's just waiting to happen with him. But yeah, man, I'm super stoked for OU baseball. I just can't wait till the games are actually on TV and I don't have to try to watch them on Flow Baseball or listen to them. Although I will say, listening to Toby call games always makes me happy. So, but yeah, man, I'm super excited for OU baseball. We talked about the women earlier. I mean, OU softball is, like we said, it's a dynasty. Like they might four-peat this year. Like it's very likely.
Yeah,
I don't want to put that pressure on them because obviously three-peating was hard enough.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be upset. Like I wouldn't be upset if they lost this year, though. Just to be honest, because we've already won 3. Like it would kind of suck for Kelly Maxwell. Like her being at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah. She
just came here to win a title, and then. So I feel like maybe you kind of have to win. Because I like Kelly.
Yeah, I do too. Jordy Ball, your girl went down with the ACL injury for the season.
Yeah.
Nebraska, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I know. Nebraska can't do anything right, man.
No matter what's football, basketball, baseball, softball,
Yeah.
nothing. Might as well just fucking tear it down and turn it into another cornfield.
Yeah. What happened, man? Nebraska used to be. That was a fun rivalry.
It was,
Look what
but
they took away from us.
yeah, the problem with Nebraska is beforehand, like back in the 80s and 90s, like when they were dominant, 70, really, yeah, the 60s through 90s, when they were dominant, is because like they were a force and a well-known name right in the middle of the country. And then they kind of fell off. Like Bo Pelini wasn't a bad coach, but he wasn't great, right? And they
Yeah.
kind of fell off and got overshadowed. They had a great run to start at the Big Ten, but where Nebraska's at, they're still a blue blood, like in terms of all sports. Like they're a great wrestling program. They've been a good baseball program in the past. They're obviously a phenomenal blue blood in college football. They have good softball teams. Like they have good teams and well-established history. It's just they're stuck right in the middle of the country. No one gives a fuck about the state of
They're about
Nebraska.
to lose the blue blood status in my mind, though.
Yeah, yeah, I would think so, especially in football. It's been so bad. Now, Matt Rule, year 3 under Matt Rule has historically been a boom season, right? But they haven't done enough in my eyes to where I have any sort of good feeling if I'm a Nebraska fan. And this is not hate. Look, a lot of my family are huge Nebraska fans. A lot of my family are huge Nebraska fans. They're wrong, but it's in Nebraska now that it's not a rivalry anymore. Is like I feel like it's fun when Nebraska's good, right? Like it's a fun story when Nebraska's good, but they're Nebraska's in the past.
Yeah, it is.
Like
the future's now, old man.
Yeah, they just got kind of passed up. So they're like that old guy in SpongeBob where he keeps getting his ass kicked at this point.
Yeah.
How many times we got to teach you this lesson, old man? Like
Yeah.
That's Nebraska for all of eternity going forward.
Yeah. And then there's going to be stiff competition with some of the teams entering the Big Ten now. Like
that's the thing, and they had their shot. They were in the weak side of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And they could never do anything.
It's kind of like the same thing with Iowa now too.
Yeah, Iowa's fucked. Iowa is no longer going to make it to a Big Ten title game because they scored 11 points.
They still have Caitlin Clark though.
So. They do have Caitlin Clark pulling up from the fucking logo to break NCAA records, bro.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. She's the face of college basketball.
She's the face of women's sports.
Yeah. She could have gone anywhere, but she chose to stay in Iowa. She chose to stay in her hometown and break the record. Like in Iowa, which is sick.
Laced it, bro. I can't get the sound of that shot out of my head. It was so perfect.
I can't get the picture of Angel Reese doing this to her out of my head, though.
Yeah, that one sucked. That one sucked. Yeah. Okay. I can't get the picture of Mackenzie Dern fighting out of my head either.
Yeah, I've seen that going around. That's a bonk list.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm throwing a major bonk your way.
Did you hear the Bobby Green thing at weigh-ins?
Nuh-uh.
She's walking up for weigh-ins, and Bobby Green's mic'd up, hot mic, and he's like, sheesh.
Yeah, she's hot. She's back there, too.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Ooh, speaking of hot, we should get in the hotspot dead zone.
We should get in the hotspot dead zone. You want to lead it off?
You can go ahead and go first this time.
Okay. So my hotspot, yeah, we kind of talked about it. It was going to be OU baseball, right? But
the way they're playing right now.
Huh?
Is it the way they're playing right now?
And it's only going to get better. Like they're only 2-1, but they've far exceeded my expectations already for the beginning of the season. And I think they got Dallas Baptist coming up. But anyways, I am going to give my hotspot to Ilya Taporia.
Okay.
15-0, just won the title, stoning Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Absolutely just fucking that right hook put him straight to sleep. And hey man, look, my buddy Hassan, he's been giving me shit for it. He called it back in January. He said it feels too reminiscent of the whole Connor Jose Aldo thing. You got the young up and coming bearded, tatted monster that's just gonna put you to sleep against the old bald vet. And look, Volk's lost 3 straight fights now. Did you see the Islam Makhachev thing with his daughter?
Yeah.
Hilarious. For those of you who don't know, Volk was doing like a behind the scenes all access type thing. And
this is UFC, by the way, for those.
Yes. he was talking about his daughter was worried about people breaking in. He's like, honey, I'm a world champion. Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be fine. And she looks at him and goes, what if it's Islam Makhachev? Which Islam Makhachev has now defeated Volk 1.5 times. Okay, we'll give Volk maybe the decision. Maybe he got robbed, but he got put to sleep that second fight.
Yeah.
And then turned around and caught Ilya Taboria. And Ilya is, I think he's going to run the featherweight division for a while. He's one of the top
Probably.
140 fighters. He's a beast, man.
Yeah, he's fun to watch too. Like he's fast, he's twitchy.
His combinations are so deadly though. That's the best thing about him though, is like he sets up the body to go to the head. Like he even saw it fighting Volk. It was like straight hook, push him against the cage, and used his momentum of Volk coming off the cage to put Volk to sleep. And then he landed a few unnecessary, just because the ref was slow, a few unnecessary hooks to the fucking head while Volk was sleeping on the ground. But my dead zone, and this might come as a surprise to people. It might not. I'm a big sports nerd when it comes to just all kinds of sports, whether it's like regular like football, basketball, or whether it's got an engine or wheels. I love supercross, motocross racing. Also used to really, I like Formula One too. Used to really be a huge NASCAR fan when I was a kid. My dead zone's actually Daytona 500. For the simple fact, it was a great race, super enjoyable. I missed some of it because I was taking an exam. Super enjoyable race. Had a few huge wrecks, which are always the best part. He had the wreck on lap 492 to kind of set up everything for a last-ditch run. 18-car wreck. Everyone was fine, which always sucks. Just kidding.
Did you make sure to hold up your Confederate flag while you were watching the race?
No, but I did drink out. I did drink out of my red Solo cup. So
you did?
Pretty much the same thing. Just kidding. Yeah. Rest in peace, DK. But anyways, they get coming around. They're on lap 499, crossing the finish line to go white for the final lap of the race. And Austin Cindric gets a little bit sideways. Takes out Ross Chastain and goes sliding through the infield. And they fucking called the race on a caution. The worst way for any race to end on a caution. And they didn't even give him a green white checker to go around. 3 of the last 4 Daytona 500. Well, I guess 3 of the last 5 now Daytona 500s and ended in overtime on a green white checkered, and we didn't get it this time. They just gave it to William Byron. Congrats on him winning his first ever Daytona 500. But sucks that it wasn't at least full throttle. He didn't even make another lap rack around. Like it wasn't a full throttle.
It's kind of like anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. When they fucking NASCAR like head of officiating or anything has to come in over the radio and is like William Byron won. It just sucks. But still a super enjoyable race. I'm probably not going to watch another NASCAR race all season until maybe they go to Talladega, but or maybe one of the road courses.
Talladega for sure.
Yeah, just because of Ricky Bobby. That's the only reason why. But who's your hot spot in Dead Zone?
Excuse me. God, I don't know where that came from. My hot spot is NCAA video game for college football is back. So we're getting NCAA 25. It was officially announced. I think you texted me. What was it, last week when it was officially announced?
Thursday.
What day was it? Oh, it was Thursday. Yeah. We haven't had one since the NCAA 14.
Came out in 2013.
Yep. So it has been a long time since we've had a game. I'm excited for it. I am. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. The only thing that I'm scared for is it going to be as good as it used to be? Because remember whenever we were playing Madden back in the day, Madden on some of like the old gen consoles like your Xbox 360 and like PlayStation 2. Yeah. Well, no, like I thought Madden back then it was a lot more playable because it wasn't based on animation. Like now, are we gonna have like an NCAA game where it was perfect, back then on like old gen consoles? Like, what if it's too animation based? What if they like revert to like how Madden is doing things? Like that's kind of one thing that I'm like. First of all, college football, just in general, like I enjoy more than the NFL sometimes in terms of like atmosphere. The dynasty mode is fun, but I'm scared that like the graphics are going to be too much, and the game's not going to be enjoyable to play. because of the way that it's played. Like I don't want there to be a bunch of frame data lag or latency.
Yeah. No, and I completely agree. And here's the thing: EA has one shot at this, right? They fucked this up.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. What does suck is they are using the Frostbite engine, so that's the same engine that Madden runs on, which, for those of you who don't know, is built for first-person shooters and not football games because it's super animation-based and it's not physics-based. But the thing that gives me hope is, A, they've had 2.5 years to work on this game. By the time it comes out, they announced it in January of 2022, somewhere around there. So they've had 2.5 years by the time this game releases to work on it. They've been adamant that they are focused on making it the best atmosphere that's ever been in a game. They're from, I don't know if you follow Matt Brown on Twitter, but he's kind of been the person releasing and leaking all of this stuff. They're getting audio, they're getting visuals, they're getting pyrotechnics, they're getting jerseys. They have like 4 tiers of stuff they ask from schools. Their primary uniforms, their alternates they wear every season, their alternates they wear every now and then, and then they're like single game stuff. So you think about the Oregon Mighty Duck with the orange face mask and socks and everything like that. Like they're asking for stuff that in depth, right? And obviously that's not gameplay stuff, that's visuals. But I do agree with you. I am worried that it's going to be like a Madden reskin. I don't think it's going to be a straight copy of Madden, like a mod.
I think it'll still be better than Madden, no matter
It'll
what.
definitely be better than Madden because they've already announced they're going to have Ultimate Team, which blows, but they're going to have Road to Glory. They're going to have Dynasty mode. To the extent of those modes, no one knows.
Taking the Citadel as a dynasty.
Yeah, I'm taking. Fuck that. I'm taking Sam Houston State.
Yeah.
And Boise State, Blue Field. Who knows? Maybe
Some
the Army
action.
Black Knights. They're in the Mountain West, man.
No, I said some action. That's what we're gonna
yeah.
take some of those teams like Toledo,
Yeah,
like Miami, Ohio.
Oh yeah, like I said, I might take the Army Black Knights, take them back to prominence, like it's World War II in this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Called Hiroshima,
Yeah.
But what needs to happen though is, I don't know to what extent it's going to be, but if they have online dynasties,
we should make a dynasty.
Yeah, 130 teams. We need every FPS team.
I call creating the coach.
You can create the coach. But I'm gonna take. I don't know, man. Do I want like East Carolina, like someone random? Do I want Coastal Carolina?
We do it with the coach, man. Like we just make the coach into like a Hall of Famer. We make him the next Nick Saban.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna be on the cover?
I think it should be Nick Saban.
I think they should have. I think they're gonna do multiples.
I think it should be. Who's the face of college football? I guess Kirk Herbstreit.
Kirk and Ben.
Yeah.
Will Benny? That'd be sick, dude. What I think they need to do, and this I think would be sick. So you remember when MLB The Show would have their regional ones, like Canada would get a different cover than the US? I think they need to do school-specific covers. Like based on the region. Like for like the standard version of the game. This would cost way too much money, but it would be so sick the first game back. Like imagine getting like an OU cover and it's got like Kyler, Baker, Jackson, like Jalen, like all those guys on it. You know what I mean?
Well, they should just do the Rose Bowl as a cover. Just bucket. Just do the Rose Bowl.
Be sick. But they need like a definitive edition with Saban on the cover. And then they should do a Heisman edition with all the Heisman winners, right? And then the Rose Bowl would be sick. Like the flyover of the Rose Bowl. Just don't use the OU Georgia game. Use any other game but that. Maybe TCU Wisconsin from like 2011. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Michigan over Alabama.
That'd be sick too. That'd be sick. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be sick, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. I'm buying it when it comes out.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be like $80.
I'll buy the definitive edition. I'll buy the ultimate, like the $120 one. I don't care.
I am gonna make a PC soon. I'm in the works for it. I just got my credit cards paid off, so I'm gonna save up a little bit and going to make a PC. It's an NCAA game, so you have to play with the controller though. So
yeah, I'm gonna play on controller, but
yeah. But when it does come out, I will buy the game, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. Because if another COVID ever happened, which knock on wood that it doesn't. If we're in lockdown, boom, that's going to be our podcast streaming.
If another COVID happens and there's another lockdown, which as long as we get paid, wouldn't necessarily hate, bro.
Bunch
I
of
am going to,
bunch of NCAA games.
That's all I'm doing. I'm finishing like 60-year dynasties in months, dog. Like I'm not sleeping. Like I'm full, all of it, man. That's all I'm gonna do. I won't even eat. I'll finally lose weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to, fatso.
Nah, dude, I know. I was lifting today. I felt good about it.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
My dead zone, I was gonna do like the waste management, like everything that happened with the waste management invitational, but it did happen a while back. Here's my thoughts on it. I guess I have two. So like the people that complained about the waste management and like it just got way too rowdy.
That's live golf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
just for those that didn't know.
Yeah. So that's basically what it's supposed to be, though. You're supposed to be able to get rowdy and like drink beers. Like it was made so it could be kind of hip. Like so golf wouldn't be this. Because you watch the Masters and like you see what it's like in Augusta. It's very proper. Like this is kind of like this version of golf is supposed to be like the rowdy drunk fan, that's throwing beers whenever there's a birdie or
this is the Buffalo Bills version of golf.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And people were saying that it was just way too out of hand. People were getting way too drunk. They had to cut beers like halfway through. Like there were a bunch of fights kicking out. Okay, hot take. I think it should be even worse than what it was this year. Like I want to see that once a year, personally. Like I think like they were getting into it with the golfers. Like I think the golfers should have a right to fight the fans. I want to see it.
Happy Gilmore, this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, honestly, just bring it. Let the golfers fight the fans if they're drunk. Just have an all-out brawl. I want to see it.
I completely agree.
But it's supposed to be drunk and rowdy, and like people were saying that it was just way too much, and I don't know. I don't think it was.
I don't really watch golf, so I don't have a whole thing on it, but I do think people were taking. From what I've heard, people were definitely like just being pussies about it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's supposed to be that way. But yeah, my other dead zone, I'm gonna go with the people that complained about UFC 300. So it just dropped. Hill and Pereira.
Yeah, Pajeda.
Yeah, sorry.
Alex Pajeda.
If you want to learn more about this fight, tune into future episodes of the HD podcast.
Appreciate it.
I understand why people were, I don't want to say that they were mad about it, but they were kind of confused as to why that would be the main event, like the main card. Mm-hmm. But because Conor McGregor did say that he was going to be coming back to fight, and I guess it makes sense in a way that like it's UFC 300, like it's a nice round even number. It's
it's one of the hundreds.
Yeah, it's one of the hundreds. You think of like the movie 300, it's supposed to be like a Spartan type fight. Like it's supposed to be like a big main event, but we don't even know, like it hasn't even been announced like when he's going to fight. And so
it has. He's fighting Michael Chandler International Fight Week.
But really?
Yeah.
When did that come out?
Like last month.
Did it? I saw that he was going to fight Michael. I didn't get to watch that episode.
Just fucking.
But yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense because like Dana has to sell like pay-per-views, and so like this was going to be a fight, and like if you have McGregor like in UFC 300. And then you have all these other fights as well. Like you can't sell as many pay-per-views. Like I'm looking at this as like a revenue standpoint, I guess. I still think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it was announced. Sorry, it was announced on New Year's Day. Conor announced on New Year's Day.
Well, I saw that he was coming back. I didn't know that it was like set. Like
yeah,
I didn't know that there was like an already set date for it because people were saying like it should have been Conor for UFC 300.
Well, I don't know if you saw the UFC 300 like poster though. It's the dude with the gold UFC flag on his back. Everyone thought it was McGregor. I thought it was McGregor. Haas did too. He looked just like him.
Yeah.
Look, I think the Alex Pajeda and Jamal Hill fight is going to be sick. The card's also going to be sick. You got Zhang Wei Li versus The other lady, I can't fucking say her name.
Did Holloway and what's his name get canceled? Or is that
Gaethje and Holloway?
Yeah.
That's happening for BMF.
Okay, so it is. I saw something that it might have been canceled, like, or they might have that it was going to be canceled. But if it's happening,
then you got Charles Oliveira and Sarukian.
Yeah.
Maybe another sick fight. Edie Prohaska and Alexander Rakic are fighting on the undercard, if that tells you anything. Calvin Guitar and Aljo are fighting on the undercard. Bo Nickel, I love Bo Nickel, is coming back to fight on the undercard. Divasine Figueiredo is fighting on the fucking undercard with Cody Garbrandt. Like, dude, this whole thing is going to be sick. Oh, I do see where Gaethje and Holloway could have been canceled. What the fuck happened with that? Because it still shows them on the card.
I didn't see it get canceled, but I saw that like it was that it like it could have been canceled. But yeah, no, I like the card. Like, I think it's gonna be a good fight night, but like you gotta look at it from like a, I guess, Dana White's perspective, like in terms of like being able to sell the pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, it's a promotion business at the end of the day. That's his job, is to make as much money for the UFC as possible.
And you're going to make more money, I guess, having this card with this main event than, I'm trying to like word this as best as I can, because like how many does he have to sell a month? Like one a month?
Yeah, there's one pay-per-view event a month.
Yeah, he's got to sell one a month. So having McGregor in this, like McGregor versus Chandler in this one, like the next one that it's probably like, you got to look at it from like
$299. What you're saying is $299 is going to get no love because everyone's going to be focused on 300.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I completely agree.
Yeah, so that's kind of the way that I saw, and people that are complaining about it, like, it's still going to be a good fucking card.
Exactly. True fight fans are not complaining about it.
Yeah.
The Alex Bejeda Jamal Hill fight is going to be nuts, bro.
I'm not very big into UFC. Like, I watch a lot of the fights and like I try to keep up with it every now and then just because it's fun. Like, if you watch some of the main events, and I've been getting more into it just because it's been a while. Yeah. Last time I really watched like a full year of UFC was like, what, 2016?
Well, I fell out of it when Conor stopped fighting.
Yeah. So, but you got a bunch of really good fighters, and yeah.
It's like a turning of the tide for the UFC, though, which is fun.
Yeah.
So.
Ratings are starting to go up for it.
Yeah. Well, when the UFC came back, that's when I hopped back into it. Is when UFC was the first pro league to come back from COVID.
Yeah.
And so when they came back, they stole everything. Like, everyone was watching the UFC. And it was done so perfectly with Fight Island and everything.
Yeah, no, they did everything. Like, Dana, he's a smart man.
Very.
He's very smart. But if you want to learn more about
time for him to get oiled up, though.
Or if you want to learn more about UFC and like any of the fights coming up, and you got time to watch, go watch the HD podcast.
We're pretty all right. We'll say that. But do you have anything else that you'd like to get into before we get out of here?
No, man. I don't.
All right.
Do you?
No, I'm all good. Well,
oh, man, I'm scared that Caleb Williams isn't going to work out. But we'll talk about that later.
We will talk about that later. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think Caleb Williams is going to work out, or any of your thoughts on the podcast. I hope he doesn't, for my sake. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But as always, share this with everybody that you know. But this has been PigSkin Podcast, episode 36. And we may be back this week. It just kind of depends on how things work out. We're on a Thunder game on Thursday. I have some more exams and stuff this week. Midterms is right around the corner, so we'll see. But we're definitely going to try to stay as active as we can. And with draft season coming up, going to get a little bit nerdy. So, but yeah, so we'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching.